Hey guys, Variety here. Welcome to today's video, which will be about mining in Palia. So mining is the one of 8 skills that are currently available in Palia, and I'm sure many of you probably realize that it's going to be focused on collecting ore. Ore in this game is then processed into bars, which is then used on a lot of different aspects of the game. For example, bars will be used to upgrade your tools, give gifts, create stuff in your house, create furniture, and create the building itself. So ore is pretty much the backbone of your player economy in Palia, so it's really important to understand what you need and where to get it from. So let's go and have a look at the mining NPC, and I'll give you a little bit of context as to what to expect, recipe cost, and stuff like that. So here we are at the mining NPC. So let's open up the mining guild store and have a look. So pretty early on, you're going to get a basic smelter. The basic smelter can actually do everything except that it's slower. So then you're going to get the copper bar and the ceramic recipes. This is all you're going to be gathering in the T1 zone, which I will show you where it's located. It's for the copper and it's for the sand. Next up, you'll have the standard pick, which I believe allows you to get the iron, and it makes gathering the lower tier ore a little bit quicker. The iron ore is going to be located in the second zone, of course, which we will talk about. The repair station, many people talk up. I don't really think it's that important. What it does is it puts an anvil in your base and allows you to repair. The problem is that it only allows you to repair with repair kits, which it uses up valuable resources that you want. I personally prefer to go to town and spend gold there to repair because you can't use gold on your own personal anvil. So here we have silver bars. Despite what the game leads you to believe, you actually need your silver bars, so don't be selling these. The silver ore is acquired while you're mining copper. So if you look at this ore here, I have them listed out. So when you're mining the very basic T1, you're going to get stone and flint. When you're mining clay, you're only going to get clay. When you're mining copper, you're going to get copper, silver ore. When you're mining iron, you're going to get iron and gold ore. And when you're mining Palium ore, you might get some stones or other things, but you don't get any other major ore. Of course, any of these can give you a bit of stone or whatnot, but the main items are here. So the heavy smelter is important because it's going to halve your crafting time, which is extremely valuable because when you're crafting a gold bar, I think it was like 4 or 8 hours, and then the silver bars take hours as well. So it's really important that you get the heavy smelter. Keep in mind that you're only buying the recipe here, you're not buying the item. So once you buy the recipe, you can make it at your base. Next up, you have the fine pick, which again, just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit faster. Then you have the Palium bar. The Palium, as I mentioned, will be in the second zone. And the gold bar is made from the gold ore, but it takes a long time and it's very expensive. So hold on to this until you absolutely need it for like bug catching. Next up, you have the exquisite pick and the ore compass. So the ore compass is something that we're going to talk about in this game. I'm going to show you how it works, and it's actually very useful. And the exquisite pick, it is useful to the point that it allows you to get ore faster, sure, but it's not like something you absolutely mandatory have to rush, because you can do the same thing with your fine pick anyway. After level 10, you're going to get your tokens, which you can use to buy various things. I've been using them to buy the ore compass, personally, because it just allows you to mine a huge amount of iron, which is what you're going to need later on in the game. Okay, so let's have a look at the T1 zone and have a look at some of the item locations. So the first thing you should probably know about ore is its rough location. So for example, ore in the T1 zone here would be copper, the basic stone, and sand. When it comes to ore such as copper and iron, traditional ore, it'll always be located up against walls. So for example, see how this is like a mountain wall? It means it'll be all the way around here, or around this wall, or around this wall. It won't be around building walls, it'll be around traditional like mountainy walls. There's not really much up here, but for example, if you're looking for copper, down here would be a good go, down here, and then down here. So the first ore that you may be thinking about is stone and flint. This is made from any stone basically in the game. It's everywhere, and it's to the point where you're going to be selling it because it's going to fill up all your storage. So I'm not going to worry about that. So the first thing we're going to talk about is sand. So sand is located next to water. So what you're going to do to find sand is you're going to go from here, which is your house block. You're going to go down here, and you're going to find a bunch of sand on this beach. But if you go down here and mine down here up to here, this is where you're going to find all of the clay, okay? If you're having issues, you can just go back to your base, log out, come back, and go to a different server. So let's pull out the pick. It'll take you a little bit longer with a more basic tool, but you'll get it regardless. So as you can see, I'm now getting my clay. Clay is used quite a bit. It's mostly used in potting and creating other stuff. So you're definitely going to need a fair bit of clay early on in the game. Keep in mind though, I don't recommend you farming infinite of one ore type because your storage is limited in Palia. So if you do that, you're going to run out of storage and it's really annoying. Okay, so let's go and have a look at copper. Okay, so we have moved from over here to over here next to a wall. And you'll see here that I have copper. You can tell by its brown color around the ore that means there's going to be copper inside. Of course, there can be bigger node sizes. For example, if you see over there to those rocks. And the bigger the node size, the more ore you're going to get. Keep in mind that you can share the ore with somebody. So for example, if you find a node ore and you hit it, and then they come along and hit it, you'll all get the full ore. So you get off it, now they go up and get a hit. It breaks, everybody gets the loot, and everybody gets the XP because you get the XP when you acquire the loot. So you can do this with all types of ore in the game, and many people are doing it with the highest tier ore in the game, so you have more people searching for it. So keep in mind that the copper that I just showed you, which is located up around the mountainsides, will also give you the silver. The game will lead you to believe that you don't need the silver. That's not true. Do not sell your silver under any circumstance unless you have quite a lot of them, which I somewhat doubt. I'm unable to confirm this, but it feels like to my gameplay, the higher the level of the pick you have, the more silver, or the more secondary that you get out of the copper. Kind of like when you get a higher tier axe, it feels like you get more seeds. Okay, so those are the three types of ore that you're going to be finding in the T1 zone. Let's go and have a look at the T2 zone. So we are currently in the top of map 2. So we are located over here. When it comes to the next material, which is iron, it's kind of located everywhere to a point. Like it's primarily focused around the mines and around like the hilly areas. But there's also some like up here and then down here. You can pretty much mine when doing other skills because the other skills are going to be taking you throughout the area quite often. So what we're going to look at right here is the iron ore. So as you can see, we have two right here. Let's pull out the pickaxe with the keybind, which I really hope you've set up because it's actually important. As you can see, it's taking a little bit longer to mine it. We've got 2 iron ore and 3 stone. I mentioned that stone earlier. It's kind of a bit of a nuisance. And there we go. We've got 2 stone and 6 iron. So there is one type of ore left. But before we have a look at that, let's have a look at the compass. So the compass is an item that I bought from the store, the NPC store with tokens after being level 10. But you can also make it. So what it's going to do is if we use it right now, if you look at the top of the screen, you can see how far the ore is located away. This does not show you worthless stone ore. It only shows you iron and above. So if you're seeing it, you're guaranteed to have at least iron. Notice this bug that just come out when I was mining? Whenever you see a bug come out from mining, you're going to want to catch it. The reason you're going to want to catch it is because despite whatever one it is, it gives you this silk thread, which is not only valuable, but the silk thread is then turned into an item at your loom, which is then used in high-level furniture and other stuff like that. So it is really important that you... Whoops, my mistake, trying to climb the wall I shouldn't have been. And there we go. So let's grab the next one right here. As you can see here, I'm going to share resources with this guy. We both hit it. We both get the full ore. So it's definitely recommended that you do this with another person. Like, for example, you can have one person with this item on, and then you can have everybody else follow them like a train, and you can run around the map and get an absurd amount of ore pretty quickly. Once you've gotten yourself enough iron, mine more iron, and then more iron, and then more iron, because you think you have enough, but you don't. I personally mined probably at 300 iron. I thought I was good. Then I smelted it all back home in the smelter, only to realize the second I started doing furniture making, it all got eaten instantly. You actually use quite a bit of iron in this game. Okay, so the last type of ore, despite the gold, remember the gold comes from the iron, that's where the gold comes from. The last ore is Palium. So Palium is definitely, it's kind of like mithril in some other games. It's like rarer nodes, rarer spawns, heavily farmed. Palium ore is used in all the tools, as you can see here. I have all the highest tier tools, but it's also used heavily in high level, like good looking metal furniture, which is what a lot of people are going for. So it's actually quite farmed. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to a Palium ore location. I'm going to show you the general ore locations on the map, and then I'm going to show you the best route that I run personally for Palium ore. In saying that though, I can't guarantee that Palium ore will be there either for me or for you. There are a lot of people farming this Palium ore. So let's go and have a look at that. So right now, there are a lot of people trying to mine Palium. So it can be a little bit annoying trying to find it. So I will try to point out the best locations as to where you can hopefully find it. So there'll be a couple of nodes over here. There will be a bunch of nodes around here in this mine section. A couple down here, a couple down here. And you're going to find a couple up here and over here. The method that I recommend is to start at the top of the mine and then go down to the mine, go here and then check there. So that's the method we're going to do. So right now we're on top of the mountain. You can usually climb up from the miner's location, or you can use this jump pad and jump up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through this cave and see if we can find any Palium. So it looks like there's no Palium on the top layer, but what you're going to do is you drop down. So we have iron ore, but we're going to ignore it for the sake of the video. Jump down again. Normal ore, no Palium. Okay, that's unfortunate. There we go, Palium. We found some Palium. Awesome. So now we're actually in the cave. So there are a couple of locations you're going to check. So we're going to jump down here. You're going to look down this hallway and see if there's any Palium here. No, I've definitely found Palium in that hallway before though, despite people not believing me. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is look down this hallway. Is there any Palium? No, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to extend this mining trip, and we're going to go over here. So all you want to do is find a nice looking area that you can jump up on. Let's try here. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get up here, but you should be okay with a bit of practice. Okay, and I fell down. That's a little unfortunate. So what we'll do is we'll go around. Let's try here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so up here, there will be some Palium sometimes. We're gonna keep going a little bit higher, and you basically run up around this wall and look for the Palium. As I mentioned, there are a lot of miners, so it's probably not gonna be here, it looks like. But check this upper wall and check all this area. Once you've done it a couple times, you'll get an idea for exactly where the Palium spawns. Then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to jump on your glider, glide across here, and then we're gonna go across to the other side of the flooded fortress. And we're going to check out the other nodes. So in my opinion, this is the location with the most nodes, this path. But the problem is that because it has more paths, it has more miners, right? So you're less likely to get it. You can like log out, return home and stuff like that to jump servers. But even so, it's still a little bit of a pain to get it. So let's go up here and have a look. Okay, so we have a rock here. Unfortunately, no Palium though. That is really unfortunate, but what can you do? So some people try to say that you should mine the rocks because it gives Palium a higher chance of spawning or like respawning, that kind of mechanic. I can't personally confirm that, but if you want to mine the ore and, you know, do that method, go for it. I personally don't. Okay, so I think that covers just about everything you need to know for mining in Palia. Just really keep in mind the important point about using your bug catcher, using any kind of bomb on the bugs that come out so you can get the silk. Because the silk is really important and you're definitely going to need it throughout your game. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys.